Hello there, this is IROCHS, and let's get this music stopped here. Back to discuss really quickly the Create a Prospect series. This video, we're just going to go over the first results from all the high school players and talk about some of the changes coming for the next class of 2024. If you were watching the stream on Sunday, you will notice, or you probably remember what I was saying about there not being enough pitchers on most teams. You'll notice the ERAs are pretty high. So basically what happened was we had a lot of teams that were not full. That is one of the reasons you see really high walk numbers, really high ERAs, really high BABIPs, really high averages. All that stuff is because they didn't have enough rest and they were having to throw every other day. Either as starting or, a lot of them ended up coming in as relievers a lot of times too. So, as far as the batters go, the easiest way, you look at a lot of these guys, you look at someone like Adam Dash, who's, absolutely going to tear things up. He hit a little well in high school. That slugging percentage and on-base percentage might be a little bit high, but for the most part, these kind of players, they are going to kind of tear it up in high school and that kind of stuff. The easiest way to actually tell how insane some of these numbers are the RBIs and the runs, because no one should be getting 121 RBIs or 119 runs in 40 games. We had some finals like 55-31 or something like that. The hitters, they did benefit a little bit. It will be interesting to see how they regress going forward. If we want to look at some award winners here, for hitters, we've got Chunks McGillicuddy winning MVP, Gold Glove, and Silver Slugger at catcher. Adam Dash won Silver Slugger at DH, and he also hit for the cycle once this season. Baba La Bamba won Silver Slugger at first base. Frank Sanders won Silver Slugger at first base and was second in MVP. He also had an ongoing 24-game hitting streak and 20-game scoring streak. And we do have the 5 different levels, so we are going to have multiple Silver Sluggers at different positions. James Mansaki won a Silver Slugger at second base. Chase Nerve won a Gold Glove at second base. Derek King had a 24-game hit streak. Hayden Wilkinson won a Gold Glove in right field. And then Alex Verdugo, Jacob Yeager, Ian Burgess, and Andrew Fox all have ongoing hitting streaks of at least 20 games right now. And then for the pitchers, Romulus Crom Wallace won MVP and had some pretty insane batting numbers too for a pitcher. Look at that, 438, 507, 523, and it's not like he has that good of batting ratings. Now, like I mentioned, we did have some injuries. We only had 4 major injuries in this class this time. On the position player side, we had James McDougall miss 4 weeks with an intercostal strain, and Morgan DeMarco. Morgan DeMarco didn't have any major injuries, but he had 7 day-to-day injuries throughout the season. So, put a little bit of a damper on his numbers, probably. He probably could have done a little bit better if he wasn't injured all the time. On the pitcher side, we already mentioned Ed Ogeron. He had a rotator cuff strain, missed about 3 weeks of that. And Gianluigi Antonelli, he pitched 5 games this year before he was lost for the season. So, and also, none of these players, none of the pitchers have had their velocity boosted yet. So that's going to happen in the offseason when we introduce the new class. And like I said, I am going to go through tonight and make sure that every team has full rosters. So moving on to the class of 2024, that is next year's class, there are going to be some changes that have to come through because we had a few people absolutely break the system. So everyone in here was given their ratings before any of these changes went in. So the first one is Bronzy catchers can only have 16 points, and position players can have 19 points. We didn't have any crazy shortstops or center fielders. We did have a couple of crazy catchers. It's just pretty much impossible to make something below a 70 or so. I did some testing, and you can make about a 60 catcher if you min-max, and 55 center fielder, I think 60 shortstop. So pure hitters are down from 23 points to 29. You can easily make a really good offensive player, sacrificing everything. I think that's a little too strong, so I dropped it a little bit. If I move him to shortstop, he is still an 80 overall with these. So the lack of defense absolutely doesn't affect the player's ability, and it won't really affect their draft position. You're going to have an offensive weakness. And even your weaknesses, I mean, the lowest rating you're going to have in these offensive ratings is like 50. So your weakness is still league average. This isn't a change, but people need to remember to put 5 pitches in for Leonardo da Vinci, and at least one of them must be a fastball, and one of them must be a changeup. There are a lot of people. I had to manually adjust the ratings because they only had 3 or 4 pitches. From now on, anyone who takes a knuckleball is going to get a fly ball tendency. I did some quick comparisons, and even with the really bad season and the really small sample size, the knuckleballers are just performing slightly better. It's about a point better in FIP. It's an extra strikeout per 9 innings and 30 points off of BABIP. Fly ball won't really change that too much. They're still going to be really effective. They're going to be slightly less effective. It's probably still going to be an extremely strong pitch, even with that. I'm not trying to kill knuckleballers, but I am trying to kind of prevent them from taking over. Ricky's Boys is down to 13 points, because, again, James Mansaki is a 75, because, yeah, the speed boosts overall a lot better than I thought, and that range, you make a second baseman like that, that's going to be an insanely strong second baseman. I did also miss one player, Alex Morrissey. If you have been watching and wondering where you are, I somehow missed. I don't know whether I deleted it from the jot form without getting it in or not, or what happened. I do have a backup copy of it in my email, so I am going to get Alex Morrissey into 2024. And we actually haven't had any too many utility belts. We've had one so far, and we haven't had any flamethrowers. Those are the two I'm really watching. I think utility belt will be fine, because the main thing utility belt gets is positional versatility, which is valuable, but it doesn't absolutely crank someone's draft value and overall up. Flamethrower, because of how much stuff is affected by velocity, that may be a little different, but I do like the idea, since I'm manually slowly creeping that up. I think it'll be a little bit more realistic and a little more interesting. And again, we are looking for people to be in the class of 2024. So you will have at least through Saturday before I start putting players in for the 2024 season. It will probably be later than that. I can't guarantee how much later until I start playing again after that. So make sure, if you want to get some players in for 2024, we're going to allow up to 2 players per person. And I've only got 2 right now as of taping this video on Friday night, and I plan to start putting players in probably Sunday afternoon. I look forward to seeing what you guys put into the system, and don't forget to tune into my Twitch channel to see how players are doing in real time. I do plan on streaming tomorrow after Science Saturday, which should be over sometime around 5 Eastern. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you like what you see here, and subscribe if you want to see more. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch as well to catch all of this action live. And if you have any questions or anything like that, please leave a comment below, and I will try to get to every single question I can. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.